Monday morning. Enjoy Iain. Next is on the way after the news and the travel with Lucia.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Problems on the M6 around Junction 10, Walsall-Wolverhampton. There's been an accident. There's a lane closed on the entry slip road as a result of that. M42 northbound, an earlier accident causing problems there between 5 for Solihull at the A41 and 6 for the A45 Birmingham Airport turn-off. Congestion is towards 38 for the M40. All lanes are open but still busy there. And through Tollend, the Tollend Road blocked off because of an accident near to Gospel Oak Road, causing quite a few issues. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio,
And online.
your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Yes. Come on, Chris. You give me the thumbs up when you're ready. Big Brother is watching you. Thank you, Caroline. Good afternoon. This is Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. Boy, oh boy, wasn't that eclipse disappointing, guys? When has nature let you down, and what have you been disappointed by? I think I've filled enough. Here's Chris.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. A teenager who was hit by a police car while leaving church in Erdington has died. Harry Kirkham, who was 15 and from King's Standing, was crossing the road when he was knocked down. An investigation is being carried out by the Independent Police Complaints Commission. Harry had just left the Potter's House Church in Erdington. Lewis Claxton is the pastor there.
Instantly a friendly face, just energetic, kind, loving. Just a great young man to be around, had a great future ahead of him, was just a wonderful young man.
A teenager who said he was planning to behead a British soldier has been jailed for 22 years by a judge at the Old Bailey. Brustom Ziamani, who's 19 and from South London, was found guilty last month of preparing an act of terrorism. The court had been told he converted to Islam in the spring of last year, and a few months later he was arrested with a hammer and a 12-inch knife. The UKIP leader, Nigel Farage, has said he was shocked to learn that one of his election candidates had been accused of serious financial irregularities. The party will have a disciplinary hearing on Monday with Janice Atkinson, who's an MEP, after allegations that a member of her team tried to inflate a restaurant expenses claim. Millions of people across the UK and Northern Europe witnessed the best solar eclipse since 1999. Cloud in some areas blocked the view, but in southwest England, the Midlands and parts of Scotland, people saw the moon cross between the Earth and the Sun. Police have launched an investigation into the trouble that happened on the day of the FA Cup clash between Villa and West Brom at Villa Park. There was disorder before the game and 2 pitch invasions as the match came to a close on Saturday the 7th of March. Images have been released of a number of people officers want to speak to, and you can see them by going to the BBC WM Facebook page as well as our website bbc.co.uk/Birmingham. Here's Detective Inspector Paul Joyce.
We'll track them down and we'll go to whatever lengths possible. We're currently reviewing literally hundreds of hours worth of CCTV from a range of different sources, including the police helicopter, including local authority CCTV, and that of the club as well. And this is just the beginning.
A video's come out of Jeremy Clarkson saying he's been sacked by the BBC. The Top Gear presenter was speaking at a charity event in London. An investigation, though, into his suspension following a row with the producer is still ongoing. And Walsall Football Club players are setting off for London this afternoon. The Saddlers will be playing at Wembley Stadium for the first time in their history. They're up against Bristol City in the JPT final on Sunday. Here's Saddlers boss, Dean Smith.
You know, you go into competitions all the time to go and win things, and, you know, this is a cup final and there'll only be 3 cup winners this season. You know, in England, and hopefully we've got a 50-50 chance to be one of them, but we want to bring the trophy back to the Midlands. And we've got live coverage here on BBC WM with all the build-up from Wembley starting at midday on Sunday. And the weather then, bright with hazy sunshine this afternoon, highs of 13 Celsius, 55 Fahrenheit, dry tonight, lows of 3 Celsius, 37 Fahrenheit. Sunday, that game in London, largely dry with some hazy sunshine. And that's your news for the West Midlands.
Unbelievable.
It's 4 minutes past 2.
Can I... We're the BBC... Are we the BBC, yeah?
We are.
So we're supposed to be impartial.
We are.
What did you say about that eclipse?
I said it was fantastic.
You said it was the best eclipse since 1999.
It was the only one.
Yeah, exactly. That's not impartiality. And be honest, It was bobbins, wasn't it?
I loved it.
Why? What was there to love?
Just thought it was just life-changing.
The arrogance of the sun. The sun is so arrogant, making us all look up there but not look up there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes me sick. Disgusting.
Friday afternoons with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice.
Seriously?
In the West Midlands.
I mean, when have you... Sorry, what? When... Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who's... What the... Oh, it's that. Did you just hear Christmas seeping through my ears? Was Christmas just seeping through my ears? When have you been more disappointed? Seriously, right? That whole what would they call it? Eclipse thing was utter rubbish, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Marky Mark, can you do me a favour? I didn't save my hotkeys from last week. Could you find all of those clips that I got you on Saturday? Would you be able to do that? Seriously, because I didn't save them. Thank you. It was the most disappointing thing ever. What happened? Well, it went a little bit dark. It didn't look like nighttime, like we've been telling all of our children. Oh, yeah, it's going to be like nighttime, and the birds are going to fall from the trees, and cats will fall off fences and sleep spontaneously. Well, that didn't happen. You couldn't see anything. It was miserable and cloudy. Yeah, and I was listening to Caroline's show. I love Caroline's show, but boy, oh boy, she had a white witch on there, a.k.a. a bloke. And he went, well, we were out in the garden watching it on Sky, yeah, and when it happened, a chill went down my spine. Yeah, because it was chilly. The sun had been covered up. It was chilly. That's why a chill went down your spine. Come on, guys. The Emperor is naked. He has got no clothes on whatsoever. That was a very, very disappointing solar experience, wasn't it? Really? Has there been a time when you've been more disappointed? And these two stories might go together. Or they might not happen at all. When have you been disappointed, and when has nature let you down? Maybe you were on a camping holiday, more fool you, and it chucked it down. Or it was your wedding and it snowed. I don't know. Or maybe you went on a snowing trip and a snowing trip? Maybe you went on a skiing trip and there was no snow. When has nature let you down? And just how disappointing was that eclipse today? 03453 009956. This is Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. You should know by now, but I'll remind you, you can call in about anything you want as well. Vent, man, vent. So, what has disappointed you in your life? Cue people phoning up saying you. Thanks, guys. I've done the joke for you, so you can kiss it. And when has nature let you down? 03453 009956. Oh, man. It's Friday, it turns out. I mean, jeez. Jeepers. It's this show sponsored by Cheapo Chips and Ranjit. Good afternoon to you, Ranjit.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm very well, Ranjit, and how are you?
I'm fine.
That's marvellous to hear. Thanks for calling. Bye.
Listen.
Yes?
Right. I've been disappointed with WM this week.
Yeah, why? Because I've not been on it more.
No, this week, yeah. Yeah, this week, right?
What?
Somebody just shouted, why are you playing Christmas songs?
Well, why don't you tell them, if they want to know the answer to the question, they can phone up.
Yeah, you can phone up Charlie after.
Yeah, Charlie, you phone up.
Yeah, that's my brother. Anyway.
Your brother's called Charlie?
Yeah. That's his English nickname.
What's his real name?
Coldeep.
Coldeep?
Yeah.
How's he gone from Coldeep to Charlie?
Because he's a right old Charlie.
Oh.
What? We used to play cards, yeah?
Yeah.
And he was like a two-man, like bridge or something. Like you
Bridge?
guys play. I don't know, trumps, yeah?
Trumps?
And he'd mess up, so he came up. He says, you're a right old Charlie.
Gosh, that story is as boring as I was expecting.
Anyway, listen, I'm disappointed with WM today. Ask me why.
Tell us why, Ranjit, please.
Because, last week when you got your arse smacked by everybody...
What's your language, fella? And first of all, what's your language? And secondly, stop telling lies, mate.
Oh, there's been a clip of you from last week, yeah, when you got your bum spanked.
By whom?
By some woman.
No,
saying, why
mate.
don't you talk about it? It's been played all this week and I've been feeling for you.
No.
Now, the only
But you have been
way
feeling
you're
for
going to
me.
have
Yes.
to protect yourself, yeah?
Yes,
I've found a cure for you.
Go on, mate.
You're going to have to get a onesie and wear it, because then they can't take your trousers down, can they?
Yeah, topical onesies. They were big 18 months ago.
They
Well
were,
done.
but
Finger on the pulse.
You need to get one. You need to get a onesie to stop your trousers being taken down,
Okay,
right?
okay,
and being
Ranjit.
whipped by every woman that phoned you last week.
Okay, Ranjit.
Now, how many did a hit and run on you last week?
Well, hang on a minute. If they did a hit and run, they've lost. For those who don't know, a hit and run is someone phones up, says something rude, then slams the phone down.
Okay.
That means they've lost.
Rude, but you hit and run on me.
I didn't
You're
hit and run
on me.
No, I don't always. I cut you off because you're boring.
No, I'm
Thanks
not.
very much. 03453 009956. So, the solar eclipse, and it was rubbish. And you heard all of these geeks over, like yesterday and this morning, go, well, hopefully the cloud will burn off. And then we'll be able to... No, the cloud did not burn off. There was nothing you can see. It didn't turn to nighttime. It was rubbish. Who made a pinhole viewer? So a pinhole view. So you're not even supposed to look at the sun. Now, okay, and I've got to say this because we're the BBC. Of course, official BBC policy, never look at the sun. But we've all looked at the sun, haven't we? See, I mean, really? You're supposed to make a pinhole viewer. And what that means is you put a hole in a bit of cardboard and then you shine that on another bit of cardboard and you look at the shine. What's the point of that? That's rubbish. Well, Russell Grant is certainly managing to squeeze a few quid out of the eclipse. I like Russell. He's a nice bloke. Ranjit, you still there?
Yes, I'm still...
Well, go away. He's a nice bloke. But, I mean, really, the stars... Come on, guys. Come on, Russell. I've met you. You're an intelligent gentleman. You've got to know that's all complete and utter G. Complete and utter guff. How today's eclipse will affect your health, wealth and love life. Well, if you're one of those people that says, oh, let's go outside and have a look at the eclipse, then you hopefully will be dumped. From 8 a.m. today, the sky will grow dark during Britain's first solar eclipse in 16 years. This is a rare phenomenon. Oh, hang on a minute. Everyone was saying, the next eclipse won't be until 2090. Incorrect data. 2026. It's only 11 years away. I'll be in my 50s then. Yeah, what? I'll be in my 50s then, and I'll have the time to sit on my backside in the garden. Oh, by the way, I don't want to hear from you. Well, you can phone up and tell me your solar eclipse experiences. It'll be disappointing. I really want to hear from people who are really, really high or people who are really, really low. So can we find the person closest to the sun at the time of the eclipse and the person furthest away? If you were in a cellar or a basement today when the eclipse was taking place, 5 points, 03453 009956. But the fact that today's eclipse is taking place at the start of the spring equinox makes it very rare indeed. Blimey. This marks the start of a new solar year and has always been a time for celebration and new beginnings. Astrologically, oh, flip it. I mean, who buys this stuff, really? Who buys into this guff? Astrologically, there is power and energy at the spring equinox, and eclipses are major events too. This stuff gets me so annoyed, Marky Mark. I mean, these combined forces can have a deep and lasting effect on all the star signs. Here's how this energy might affect you according to your sign. And then obviously it's got all the star signs. Let's go to mine, Gemini. I don't really believe in star signs, but then that's typical of Geminis. People sometimes fail because they lose hope. They might give in to doubt and anxiety or lose sight of their original aims. The first day of spring is a perfect time to think about your long-term goals. Are minor distractions and disruptions in the way? Go ahead with plans you really believe in. Refuse to be fobbed off by anyone who doesn't take them seriously. Maybe you need to find your way back to optimism. Oh, guys, come on! That could apply to anybody, couldn't it? To absolutely anybody. Manny!
All right, mate, how you doing, sir?
What star sign are you, Manny?
Scorpio.
Ooh, you got a sting in your tail.
I have.
Do you believe in this rubbish?
No.
Unusual ideas for making money out of a hobby deserve more consideration. What hobbies you got, Manny? The ones you can mention on the radio, obviously.
Well, not a lot now, since I lost my sight.
Oh, but hang on a minute. Blind people can do hobbies.
Yeah, you can, but...
Just they involve a lot of touch and feel.
Exactly.
So you don't have any hobbies now? So what do you do? What do you do in your spare time, Manny? Just sit around?
No, I go for a walk and stuff like that.
Oh, walking. Hey, do you remember there was a time... I haven't written a job CV for about 20 years, but there was a time when on your CV, to fill it up, you put hobbies, you put reading and walking.
That's right, walking a dog.
Walking a dog is a hobby! OK, discuss your thoughts with friends or even take professional advice. Here we go, Manny. Finding a money-spinning sideline will give you a fresh outlook on life. Well, you're blind. To use the word outlook is a little bit harsh for Russell Grant, isn't it? Don't rub it in, Russ.
No, I just wanted to say that you do a brilliant show.
What?
Every day.
What?
Well, Saturday and Sunday, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. What are you after, Manny? Do you want money or something? Because I haven't got any.
No, just love listening to you. Make my day, you do.
Well, Manny, that's very kind to say. Work feels like a pleasure when you're getting paid for a job that keeps you occupied and entertained. When you do what you love, Manny,
yep,
the money will follow.
It will follow.
That's what Russell Grant says, and actually those are quite wise words.
Oh, yeah, I'm leaving him there.
Hey, Manny, serious question, right? As a blind fella,
yeah.
How long have you been blind? Remind me.
4 years.
Okay. Was there a pang of jealousy that this silly solar eclipse was going on today, and you literally couldn't see it?
No.
Good.
I can see a bit of the light. It's not like, I've only lost 90%. Oh, well, I've lost 90% of my vision.
Yeah.
I can see a bit. I can't see anybody's face or anything. I can see like light.
Do you do that? Do you do that thing where you go up to hot women and say, "Oh, I'm blind. I've got to touch your face to see what you look like"?
No.
Work that into the routine, Manny, because they can't say no. If they say no, you can get them for discrimination.
No.
Manny, listen, you're a good lad. Nice to speak to you. Jason's in Stockland Green. Good afternoon, Jason.
Hello.
What you
Hello,
got? It's Ian, but never mind. What? Don't worry, fella. What are you doing?
Hello. I had the day off work today because of the solar equinox thing.
You had a day off work?
Yeah.
Because it was going to be a little bit cloudy. That's insane.
Well, I thought it was going to be like it was last time it was on because it went all the birds went quiet and it was quite weird, really. But today it was rubbish, really.
It was terrible, wasn't it?
It was an anticlimax, yeah. Even when I got the thing with the cardboard, it was crap as well.
Why? What do you do for a living? Do you work on a solar farm or something?
No, I'm a warehouseman.
Then why would you get the day off work?
Well, I thought I'd like, give it a go, because I'm supposed to be an astronomer.
And it was rubbish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, really.
Now, listen, today I want to find the person who was the closest to the sun and the person who was the furthest away from the sun. How high, whereabouts were you? What were you standing on, in, under?
Well, today, I just did the garden.
Jason, listen, it's good to talk to you. 03453 009956.
On this week's Inside Out, what lengths would you go to for perfect skin? We investigate the illegal supply of a powerful prescription drug.
So any supply to you or anybody else of that medicine without a prescription is a criminal offence in the United Kingdom.
That's Inside Out, Monday at 7:30 on BBC One.
Give it up for Terry.
Hello.
We're getting a lot of regulars today. I'm thinking, Terry.
Yeah.
First Friday in April.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it out loud, so I have to do it, or I'm making a rob my own back. Marky Mark, we're going to do this. First Friday in April. Are you there, Marky Mark? Can you hear me? Yes.
I'm listening. Sorry.
No regulars.
Sorry. No, what?
No regulars.
What? Hang on. When?
First Friday in April.
That's 2 weeks away.
No regulars.
Are you crazy, man?
Yes, only new callers only.
New callers only.
Means no Terry, no Ranjit, no Millie. Thank goodness.
You won't have anybody then. You should be regulars.
Well, we'll see. That's what we're doing. It's in the diary now. Terry, what have you got for us, my darling?
I'm on the cusp.
I think you can see a doctor about that now.
No, they can't touch you for it. I'm Taurus and Gemini.
Oh, no, what do you mean you're on the cusp?
Well, it's neither one nor the other, or both, 21st of May.
That makes you... that you're a Taurus?
Well, Taurus or Gemini, it depends where you look.
A Taurus orgy?
Oh, yeah. And you
I couldn't... Right, if you got kids, put your fingers in their ears.
And you say I've got a dirty mind.
Terry, I couldn't function in an orgy. I couldn't do it. For the start, I'd be worried about what bits I might touch by, what might brush past me. And secondly, it would just be too much pressure.
Well, I get Viagra on repeat prescription. Do you want some?
Millie?
Yes, darling.
Could you function in an orgy?
Oh, listen, I don't get into that.
No, but if you were into that, could you function in an orgy, or do you think it would be too intimidating?
Probably it would.
You would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's Terry who introduced that. Say hello to Terry, Millie.
Hi.
Hello, Millie's a good girl.
Hello, Terry, how are you?
I'm all right. 2's company, 3's tiring.
And all broom sweep clean. He said he don't want the old ones on.
Well, he'll have no
All broom,
listeners.
no, the corners of the garden and the house.
Oh, well, I should switch you over to Magic or somebody else.
And I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah.
I'm the best.
I don't know. I've got a book on the stars.
Hang on a minute, Millie. I always thought that you were a devout Christian woman.
A Christian. No, I'm a C.E. by birth.
You're a C of E. Well, that's Christian, isn't it?
But that don't mean I'm a Christian.
Are you not? Are you a Christian or are you a Christian?
I'm a Christian. That meaning I go if I feel like and I go if I don't. I don't go if I don't want to.
Okay, because Christians shouldn't really believe in star signs. Because that's like black magic.
I read them, if I do come across it. But you see, it is millions of people in the world that is Capricorn or Gemini.
Yeah.
But it don't happen to you. It might happen to one of them, but not, not the other one.
It's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Millie, what did you think of the solar eclipse today?
I was turning them all over in my garden. I was digging my garden
you were doing,
at that moment.
Let me ask the question and see if your answer makes sense. What did you think of the solar eclipse today?
I don't know. It just went a little dark, but not that dark. And I don't take much note.
No.
You're
looking forward to the next one in 2026?
Oh, I might be gone to my maker.
Oh, that's very true, Millie.
Oh, don't say things
well,
like
it's
that.
true, Terry.
No,
she might.
You never know, isn't it? You never know, love. You don't know what's round the corner for you.
But, well, that's a jolly note to end on. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Millie.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta. Blimey. 03 453 009956. Afternoon. Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. Your biggest disappointments. When has nature let you down? Astrology, what a load of old guff, isn't it? And to be honest, anything else you fancy talking about? 03453 009956 81333. Start your text WM.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel. Here's Phil Peacock.
There's a few patches of delays on the motorways. The southbound side of the M6 is slow from junction 11 at Cannock down to junction 8 for the M5 because of roadworks. As a result of those delays, the northbound side of the M5 is queuing on the link road as you head to the M6 North carriageway. Northbound on the M42 is also congested between junction 3A for the M40 and junction 4 for Shirley and Dorridge. The Aston Expressway out of Birmingham also a little bit slow moving between Dartmouth Circus and Park Circus on both sides of the carriageway. Moti Ulster Road, or the A435 also struggling because of temporary traffic lights in place in the town centre. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
03453 009956. We'll talk more after the news with Gareth Ford-Lloyd.
Thank you. Good afternoon. A teenager who died after being hit by a police car whilst leaving church in Erdington has been described as a kind and loving man. Harry Kirkham, who was 15 and from King's Standing, was crossing the road when he was knocked down. An investigation's been carried out by the Independent Police Complaints Commission. Millions of people across the UK and Northern Europe have witnessed the first solar eclipse up since 1999. Cloud in some areas blocked the view, but in southwest England, the Midlands and parts of Scotland, people saw the moon cross between the Earth and the Sun. Police have launched an investigation into the trouble that happened on the day of the FA Cup clash between Villa and West Brom at Villa Park. Images have been released of a number of people of officers want to speak to, and you can see them by going onto our Facebook page at BBC WM. Walsall Football Club players on their way to London this afternoon. The Saddlers will be playing at Wembley Stadium for the first time in their history. They're up against Bristol City in the JPT final on Sunday. The weather bright with hazy sunshine this afternoon, highs of 13 degrees Celsius, that's 55 degrees Fahrenheit.
On FM, Freeview, digital radio and online.
BBC WM 95.6.
Oh, man alive. So, I mentioned last week that whilst driving through Birmingham city centre, I saw a woman. Nothing unusual there. She was driving a car. Again, not particularly unusual. But she was eating a bowl of soup. She was eating a bowl of soup while she was driving along. It was nuts. Turns out it's not that uncommon. Motorist is nabbed scoffing tinned pasta at the wheel. Scoffing? We'll come up with a list later on of words that are only used in news stories. Scoffing is one, youths is another. Traffic police turned up the eat on bad driving by pulling over a motorist eating spaghetti hoops. Now, the fact that he was eating when he was driving, I mean, OK, right, turns out that's bad. The fact he was eating from a tin, OK. But cold spaghetti hoops? Cold spaghetti hoops. I like spaghetti hoops. I love them. Oh, beautiful. Even better than real spaghetti, I think. I like alphabetti spaghetti. Wonderful. Something about that sauce. Yeah? That sauce. But cold ones from a tin. A second driver was nabbed cutting up fruit while still behind the wheel. The only people that cut up fruit are mums for their babies. Why would you cut up fruit? I tell you what, as you know, people, regular listeners will know, I've got a hatred for bananas. When has nature disappointed you? When it invented bananas. Aren't bananas a herb instead of a fruit? Is that one of those stupid things? Bananas are only ripe for 20 minutes. They're either too hard, they're ripe, oh, and then they're black. What's that stringy bit? That kind of, it's like a banjo string kind of thing. You know the kind of, there's, it's like a guitar, it's like a string. You know that horrible thing? It's horrible in there. Eesh. But, so I never like bananas. The things I've gone right off of are pears. Oh, what a lovely pear. Thank you. I've gone right off pears because they're just too messy. When did pears get so juicy? It's just everywhere. Astonished officers got a clear view of dodgy driving by sitting high up in a Scania HGV cab, which allowed them to peer into passing cars. Motorbikes intercepted offenders. Why do they need to be in a big truck? Just drive past them and you'll see people doing these silly things. A total of 231 motorists were stopped during a 5-day operation. 197 were prosecuted for driving offences. Sergeant Paul Diamond from the police force said yesterday, Operation Tramline. Who comes up, and as far as and if there are any coppers listening, there's just a bloke, isn't there, whose job is to come up with the names for these operations. The only other one I could think of is Operation U-Tree, which is not particularly relevant for making flippant comments about. But you get my point. Operation Tramline enabled us to detect offences we would otherwise be unable to prosecute. Here we go. In particular, drivers texting or accessing smartphones held below the window line. 03453 00 9956 is the telephone number. Trevor's on the line. Good afternoon, Trevor.
they use HGVs, Ian, because they're after HGV drivers as well, mate.
Because they're what? They're after HGV drivers?
Oh, yeah, they're after HGV drivers who are on the telephone, not wearing seatbelts, playing with sat-navs, playing with laptops. I've seen a photo
Playing with ladies.
Playing a game on a laptop in the middle lane of the motorway as he was overtaking me.
What was he playing? Candy Crush?
I haven't got a clue.
No.
But there was the laptop was on, unless he was using a laptop as a sat-nav. Even then, he still shouldn't have been playing with it, should he?
I've seen fellas using Skype while they're driving. I've also, I remember this, I drove once from Manchester to Birmingham. It was for a job, and it was in a minibus, right? It was a minibus, so there were about 12 of us on there, and the driver, he had it hooked up so it was on the screen, right? He was watching Shania Twain live in concert.
Well, what about that taxi driver the other night down Worcester then, on the BBC News?
Go on, what was that? I missed that one.
He was watching a video on his mobile phone as he'd got two, I think they belonged to BBC Worcester.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, it was on the Facebook page.
Well, I saw he was driving his taxi, taking them where they got to go, and he was watching the damn movie. It's only happened the once. He's only been caught the once.
I was, years ago, when I used to be a bit of a boozer, Trev, and I remember getting in the back of a sort of a people carrier taxi, right? Yeah. And I was half cut, and me and my friends, and it was when you didn't really get TV screens in cars, right? And we said to the cabbie, "Hey, mate, you got TV screens in the back of your car. This is brilliant." And he had one at the front so he could see it. He went, yeah. Do you want to see how it works? We went, yeah, go on. This will be brilliant. He put on, Trevor, the filthiest,
porno,
bluest adult movie I've ever seen in my life. And so I'm in the back with two blokes. This driver's going, "What do you reckon to this?" And we're going, "Yeah, it's very nice, thank you. Could you turn it off now, please?"
I was going to say.
Didn't want to touch his gear stick. You never knew what was going to happen.
Loads of people with that lorry. There used to be one that drove up and down here because that Scottish copper, I don't know if you've seen it on the telly, but Angus McNair, I think, is it Angus McNair?
Yeah.
I think that's his name. He used to be a lorry driver before he became a copper.
Yeah.
And he knows the law inside out when it comes to HGVs and what have you. And he was the one who used to drive up and down the way. They caught loads of people. I used to see him on the telly pull over.
Yeah, but it's
no seatbelt on, and then the driver went, "Oh yeah, I'm all right," and then he held his warrant card up.
It's all a bit. But Trevor, it's all a bit of puff and bluster. It's all showing off, isn't it? Because they have these blitzes on bad drivers, and then they don't do anything for another year.
They don't see half what goes on a road.
Trevor, I think we'll leave it there because we could be getting into the area of eroticism. Katya's in Grantham. Good afternoon to you, Katya.
Hello, Ian.
Hello. What would you like to say to us today?
Listen, I heard you talking about something that is stressing me out already.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
People eating at the wheel.
Yeah.
Well, okay, listen, I can't believe this is happening today because actually I'm rather old. Well, I'm a little bit older than you.
How old are you?
A little bit.
You're old. You're older than me.
No, I'm not. But I'm old for someone who has never driven. I've never driven in my life.
Would you hang on a minute? This is confusing. So you've never driven in your life?
No, and I'm a bit ashamed to admit that. But people can't see me, so that's okay. I can say that.
But what's that got to do with eating at the wheel?
Because my friend did that, and he knows I'm terrified about driving. Okay, we were going to this gig, and all of a sudden...
Was it some rubbish heavy metal band?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it was.
And all of a sudden, he stops at this eatery, and it's like, oh, I'm really hungry. I'm going to have...
Hang on a minute. You've just used another word that's... right, today we're going to compile a list of words that are only used by the news. Eatery is another one.
Am I the news now?
Well, it turns out no one says eatery in conversation.
Okay.
Eatery, swoop, and youth. Okay, carry on.
Right. So he bought some. Oh, that was spaghetti with scampi. It's not scampi.
Spaghetti with scampi.
I know. Sorry.
Flipping heck, Katya. You foreigners coming over here messing up our food.
I know. And I thought we were going to eat in there.
Yeah, at the eatery.
No. Turns out he wants to take it. Well, he took it with him.
Yes.
And he ate it at the wheel.
Spaghetti and scampi at
Well,
the wheel.
Yeah. Okay. Don't do that because I'm terrified. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you're going to die. And well, the cause of death: spaghetti and scampi.
I wasn't eating Ian.
Were you eating me? You weren't eating me, Katia. There's a great invitation, thank you, but I'm going to decline. Katia, thank you very much indeed. If anybody understood what on earth she was talking about, answers on the back of a sealed down envelope. 03453 009956. More of your calls after a bit of Neil Diamond.
Money talks, but it don't sing and dance and it don't walk. As long as I can have you here with me, I'd much rather be forever in blue jeans. Honey's sweet, but it ain't nothing next to baby's treat. And if you pardon me, I'd like to say we do okay forever in blue jeans. Baby, tonight, by the fire, all alone, you and I. Nothing around but the sound of my heart and your sighs. Money talks, but it can't sing and dance and it can't walk. As long as I can have you here with me, I'd much rather be forever in blue jeans, babe. And honey's sweet, but it ain't nothing next to baby's treat. And if you'll pardon me, I'd like to say we do okay forever in blue jeans. Baby, tonight, by the fire, all alone, you and I. Nothing around but the sound of my heart and your sighs. Hey, money talks, but it don't sing and dance and it don't walk. As long as I can have you here with me, I'd much rather be forever in blue jeans. And if you pardon me, I'd like to say we do okay forever in blue jeans, babe.
Friday afternoons with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Chris has just tweeted me at Iain Lee. Chris, really? What have you seen people doing while they're driving? I once saw someone playing the guitar while he was driving through Erdington. No, I don't believe that. And glad you enjoyed that, Giant. Thank you. Let's go to Simon. Good afternoon, Simon.
Good afternoon. You're talking about the eclipse.
It was rubbish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm actually agreeing with something Simon from Northfield is saying.
Well, he's part of this kind of maybe barrage of science.
Oh no, here we go. He's talking rubbish again. Go on. The eclipse was a barrage of science.
Well, there's a lot of scientists on television and on the radio, and we had things like the Large Hadron Collider.
Simon, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
We'll go back to your point. I promise we'll get to your point. Do you like cocks?
Cocks?
Yeah, do you like cocks?
Cox, as in
Dr. Brian Cox, the scientist. Do you like Dr. Brian
exactly.
Cox?
People like him. Exactly. That's exactly.
Do you like him?
Not particularly.
Do you want to hear my impression of him?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, the thing is, there are millions and billions of stars in the planet, and do you know what? That's just so amazing that you only get to see 0.0001% of all the stars in all the cosmos. And do you know what? That makes it absolutely amazing. And Simon, you're just amazing. That's not bad, is it?
I'd give it less than 5 out of 10, to be honest.
Would you give me less than 5 out of 10? Well, 4 out of 10?
Yeah, about
Well, let me hear your impression of Cox then.
I don't want to do one.
Do one? Well, you said that mine wasn't any good. Let's hear yours.
I didn't come on here to talk about to do that.
Well, Simon, you can't criticise someone's Cox without doing their own.
Can I make my point, please?
Yes, you can, Simon.
Well, what I'm talking about is the reason there is so much science on television is because the government are trying to promote atheism.
Sorry?
The government are trying to promote atheism.
Wowzers!
They're trying to promote atheism through science.
Yeah, carry on.
And the reason why is because they don't want this country to be... they don't want the people in the country to be connected to God anymore. Effectively.
Why would they not want people to be connected to God anymore?
Because they've got...
Because David Cameron's a Christian, isn't he?
David Cameron knows as well. He says he's a Christian, but he's not really a Christian in his actions.
Okay, and Ed Miliband is Jewish, isn't he? And I think Clegg is religious as well, isn't he a Catholic?
No,
I think
he's an atheist.
Okay.
The reason why...
Yeah, go on, let's hear the reason why.
Because they're not really... The government and everything that they do...
Yeah.
...is not really in the best interest of...
But hang on, the eclipse wasn't the government promoting atheism. That was just a fact... No, the eclipse wasn't the government promoting atheism. That was just a fact of nature.
Yeah, of course it's a fact of nature, but the reason why and the way in which they are promoting science and the way they put across science, they didn't talk about in the eclipse as in it's a wonderful miracle of God or of nature.
Well, because it's a scientific phenomenon, Simon.
Yeah, but
it's not God. It's not God moving. It's not God playing with his cat's cradle. It happens. It's science that it happens.
No, but the way that the scientists they use, they're all atheists. I'll tell you a fact, right?
But let's hear a fact, Simon, because so far this conversation has been very fact-free. Go
on. There's 7 billion people live on the Earth. If you track back, if you've done a graph and tracks backwards, 3,500 years, it tracks back to about 6 or 7 people.
Oh my goodness gracious me! So 3,500 years ago,
Noah's family.
3.5. Boy, oh boy, are we getting an insight into your world? So 3,500 years ago, there were only 6 people on the planet.
6 or 7, 8 people. Noah's family, Noah and his children.
Okay, how old is the Earth, Simon?
Well, it's not billions of years old.
Well, no. What's the question? The question is, how old is the Earth?
It's not billions of years old.
No, that's not an answer. How old is the Earth?
About 6,000 years old.
Simon, thank you very much for calling.
Walsall are on their way to Wembley.
The feel good around the town is fantastic.
Nerves, excitement.
To go there with, 30,000 Walsall fans making a trip to Wembley and to see the boys lift the trophy after all this time would be absolutely phenomenal.
The JP Trophy Final.
We're going there to win and hopefully bring the trophy back to Walsall.
Walsall versus Bristol City. This Sunday from midday.
Walsall to win at Wembley, it would mean the absolute world for me.
On BBC WM 95.6.
I'm having fun today. Mark's on the line. Good afternoon to you, Mark.
Good afternoon, Ian. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm stunned as always by some of our calls.
Dear me, I tell you what, my head's buzzing just with some of these calls. Absolutely buzzing.
What have you got for us, Mark?
Well, I've just finished work, Ian, and I thought I'd give you a ring because I listen to you nearly every Friday and Saturday.
You're a good lad. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And as I say, there's two people at work they're going to Walsall Sunday to watch the final. Nigel and Andy, and I know they're listening.
Oh.
I know they're listening.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's going to be any good for them or not. I don't know, but all the best to you, lads, and I hope you have a good day.
Hang on a minute, Mark. Are you phoning up to do a big up and a shout out?
To the lads at work, yeah.
Oh, Mark, well, why don't you just say hello to them when you're at work? Why are you abusing the airwaves?
No, Ian, I've finished work. I'm on my way home.
Well, don't you have their phone numbers? Phone them up. This is the BBC.
No, Ian, I thought I'd do it on the radio.
What?
Because I know they're listening, so I thought I'd phone you.
But why don't you phone... Instead, well, flip it. I feel like I'm being abused here, Mark. Not in the particularly serious sense, but exploited.
No.
Exploited is the word. Why don't you just phone them up on their phones? Then they will definitely be listening.
But that means I will have to phone 2 people, whereas I can only... now, I'm phoning one person.
Well, couldn't you phone Nigel and then get him to phone the other fella?
Well, no, because it'd be easy just to phone you, because they've got the radio on, you see, at work.
Well, why didn't you say hello to them at work, Mark?
Well, I did this morning, but I'm on my way home
Well,
now.
then you should have said goodbye to them as you were leaving.
I did say bye-bye.
Then what's this going to do? Well, why do you miss them so much? You'll see them on Monday, won't you?
No, I phoned them up. I don't... Ian, I don't know whether I will see them Mondays yet, because if they lose, I don't think they'll be in.
Yeah, it could be like that, could it?
Well, I don't know. It could be a good game.
It won't be, and do you know why? Because it's football, and football's boring.
Oh, you don't like football?
No.
Rugby?
I like this. No, I don't like any sport. All sport's boring, apart from darts and the snooker.
Oh, no, yes.
Now we're talking.
But there's one more thing I'd like to say.
Is it rude?
No.
Go on, then. I don't believe you, but go on.
No, I'm not a very rude person. No, on Sunday, when they're going to Warsaw,
yes,
it's my birthday.
Oh, here we go. He thinks I'm Ken Bruce, this fella. Go on.
No, on the very same day,
yes,
it's my dad's birthday as well.
Hey.
And we've had an equinox or whatever it's called today. Isn't that weird?
I don't, Mark. Listen, yes, it is. Well, is that weird, Louise?
Yeah.
Yes, Mark, it's weird. It is weird. If you share your birthday with either Mark or his dad, 03453 009956. Louise!
Hello, I don't share the birthdays with them.
Oh, then what have you called him for? That's the phone-in we're doing. For goodness sakes.
Fair enough, shall I just go now then?
Well, do you know what? I need to fill for a couple of minutes, so go on, you can talk.
Oh, I'll be your filler then.
Yeah, cheeky. Yes, Louise, what would you like to say?
I actually sent in a text a short while ago. One of the worst things I've ever seen driving along was a woman applying mascara and lipstick.
Oh, I've seen that a few times.
Yeah, I was driving through Birmingham last year. She's actually steering with her elbows, applying mascara and lipstick at the same time.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen them doing one and then doing the other, but not together.
No, she'd got her elbows on the steering wheel. She'd got one doing the mascara, one doing the lipstick.
In some ways, you kind of have to respect that. Because that's
my
skillful.
husband didn't. My husband said, beat the horn and make a mess of it.
I've seen a fella having a shave before, with an electric razor, not a wet shave. That would be insane. But I've seen a fella with an electric razor.
Yeah, because that'd be the most insane thing you'd ever seen.
Yeah, it would be. Louise, thank you. You're a good sport. Thank you. 03453 009956. Oh, I've got loads of text. I'll do these texts in a minute. 81333. Start your text WM. Do you share a birthday with Mark or his dad? I've got no idea what that was about. When has nature let you down? Boy, oh boy, wasn't the eclipse d'Owl bad driving and I don't know anything you fancy talking about. I'm not that bothered, to be honest. Oh, getting some excellent suggestions. We're compiling a list of words that only the media use. Lucy says revellers. You're right, who uses the word revellers? And Vince says de-arrest and de-assemble. 81333, start your text WM. Oh, so they're still going. It's noisy, this one, isn't it? Yep. Yes. Oh, no, they're carrying on. Here we go. 03453 009956 81333. Start your text WM. You can also send me an email, ian.lee, IAIN.LEE at bbc.co.uk.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Phil Peacock.
Traffic is slow moving on the southbound side of the M6 from junction 11 at Cannock down to junction 8 for the M5 because of roadworks. Aston Expressway is slow on the outbound side. You head away from Birmingham City Centre between Dartmouth Circus and Park Circus on your way towards the M6 at junction 6. Chester Road, the A452, is very congested as you head through the roadworks that are in place between the Tyburn House Island and the M6 at junction 5. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the news now. Here's Gareth Ford-Lloyd.
Thank you. Good afternoon. A teenager who died after being hit by a police car has been described as a kind and loving young man. Harry Kirkham, who was 15 and from King's Standing, was crossing the road when he was knocked down. An investigation's being carried out by the Independent Police Complaints Commission. Labour's Jack Dromey is the MP for the area.
Utterly tragic. A young man cut down in his prime. Harry Kirkham was, by all accounts, a remarkable young man with a great future ahead of him.
A teenager who planned to behead a British soldier has been jailed for 22 years. Rushdom Ziamani, who was 19 and from South London, was found guilty of terror charges last month. The court heard he was inspired by the murder of Fusilier Lee Rigby. 4 Sun journalists have been cleared of paying public officials for stories. The paper's former chief reporter John Kay and royal editor Duncan Larkham were found not guilty over their contact with 2 military sources. Mr Larkham gave his reaction outside the Old Bailey.
I'm obviously just relieved at today's verdict, but there is no celebration whilst this witch hunt continues against my colleagues who still are facing the nightmare that I hopefully one day will wake up from.
Police have released pictures of people they want to speak to about the trouble at the Villa Albion FA Cup match earlier this month. There was disorder before the game and 2 pitch invasions as the match came to a close on Saturday the 7th of March. Here's Detective Inspector Paul Joyce.
It was really disappointing, really, to see that a minority of fans would behave in this way. Clearly, it's quite often a family occasion. We were especially disappointed with some of the behaviour of some of the fans during the pitch incursions and some of the hostility that was shown towards some of the players.
And you can see the pictures by going to the BBC WM Facebook page as well as our website bbc.co.uk/Birmingham. A video has emerged of Top Gear's Jeremy Clarkson saying he expects to be sacked by the BBC. It was recorded at a charity event. The presenter is still suspended following a fracas with a producer. Petrol prices are expected to reach their highest level of the year today. They've already risen by more than 5% since February, low of £1.06 per litre. Walsall's players are on their way to London ahead of this weekend's JPT final at Wembley. The Saddlers have never played at the stadium in their 127-year history. They're playing Bristol City on Sunday. Manager Dean Smith said it's all for the supporters.
It means an awful lot to them because, to go so long without a Wembley appearance, it'll be such a great occasion for everybody. And, the players and the staff, we know what it means to us as professional sports people, but, for the whole town, it'll be great.
And we've got live coverage here on BBC WM with all the build-up from Wembley starting at midday on Sunday. The weather then, bright and hazy, sunshine this afternoon, highs of 13 degrees Celsius. Dry tonight, lows of 3 degrees Celsius, that's 37 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's your news for the West Midlands. It's shortly after 3 minutes past 3.
Friday afternoons with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Afternoon, Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. So what have we spoken about so far? Well, boy oh boy, wasn't that eclipse poor? What have you been disappointed by in your life? I really want to find the extremes when it comes to the eclipse. Who was closest to the sun? Who was furthest away? If you were in a basement or a cellar or underground in any way when the eclipse was taking place, then do give us a call. 03453 009956. Words that are used only in the media. So far, we've got eatery, swoop, youth, dearest and revellers. Astrology, load of old guff. Oh, and there was others. I should write this stuff down. There's a whiteboard there. I should make full use of it. 03453 009956. You can text 81333. Start your text WM. Wow, just wow. Do people actually believe the Earth is only 6,000 years old, says Toby. Iain, it's not envelope, it's envelope. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I said envelope. That's what kind of put into my head, though, the idea of this silly language. Iain, I was... what's disappointed you? I was most disappointed when my friend set me up on a blind date with her cousin. She failed to tell me he was 23 years older and lived with his 6 dogs and his mother. I didn't see him again, said Kat. Are you sure it was your choice not to see him again? Wasn't the other way around? Right, let's go to Jeff. Good afternoon, Jeff.
Good afternoon.
Hang on. Shh. Oh, we missed the end. Never mind. First time caller. Nice to have you on board, Jeff. What you got for us?
Right, the eclipse.
Yes, rubbish, wasn't it?
Well, I was so excited. I wanted to go home and watch paint dry.
Yeah, oh, man. Did you... We heard from one fella who took the day off work to watch it.
What a sad get.
Imagine if... Well, yes, you said it, and I'm agreeing with it. Imagine if we all did that. If the whole... everybody... Because kids were getting, the morning off school to go in the playground and watch it.
Well, I saw crowds of people outside businesses, and I thought, nah.
No wonder this country is going bankrupt.
Yeah, Iain,
yes.
You know this, when nature's let you down?
Yes, when has nature let you down, Jeffrey?
When I had a bad stomach and I was about 10 seconds from my toilet.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. However, thank you, Jeff. However much I try to keep this show above the waist, there's always a loosening of the belt. And today it was Jeffrey's belt. That was Hey, I stopped in a motorway service station. I don't understand I was in Smith's in a motorway service station, Watford Gap, 20-minute nap. And 2 things. I bought a sandwich and a coffee. She said that would be £6.50 for a sandwich and a coffee. She said, but if you buy a bar of chocolate, it'll be cheaper. I said, what do you mean it'll be cheaper? She said, well, it'll only be £4.50. I said, what? If I buy the sandwich and the coffee, it's £6.50. If I buy a bar of chocolate with it, it's £4.50. She said, yeah. I said, well, I don't want a bar of chocolate. She said, OK, well, that's £6.50. I said, well, no. Can't you just ring up a bar? Can't we pretend that I've bought a bar of chocolate? She went, no. You either have to have the chocolate and save the money, or if you don't have the chocolate, it's going to cost you more money. I was there arguing with her for about 3 minutes. In the end, I bought a bar of chocolate. Well, I saved £2, didn't I? I saved £2 on it. Also, this is the point I was thinking, in this WH Smith's on a motorway service station, right, they were selling belts. Belts. Right by the counter, there were a load of belts. What on earth would you want belts? In a service station. 03453 009956.
There she stood in the street, smiling from her head to her feet. I said, hey, what is this? Now, baby, maybe she's in need of a kiss. I said, hey, what's your name, baby? Maybe we can see things the same. Now, don't you wait, oh, hesitate. Let's move. Let me tell you now. I took her home to my place, watching every move on her face. She said, look, what's your game, baby? Are you trying to put me in shame? I said, look slow, don't go so fast. Don't you think that love can last? She said, love, Lord above. Now you're trying to trick me in love. All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right now, baby, it's all right now.
Well, the belt's been loosened somewhat. So, let's pull the trousers off, shall we? 03453 009956. Listen to this naughty... Well, the thing is, it's the lady that's accused of being naughty, and I would suggest that both her and the gentleman are quite naughty. I mean, she was driving, but we talk about bad driving and things what you done seen. Nurse got steamy in car on zebra crossing. When Nurse Faye Gregson I've never been able to feel erotic in a car. When I was 17, I got the snogs in with my then girlfriend, Kerry, in a car a couple of times because it was the only place to go. But it was horrible. It was uncomfortable. It was cramped. There was a gear stick. It was horrible. Really, it's not an erotic place at all. And since then, I wouldn't bother. If a car is the only option, I wouldn't bother. I'd save it. I think. Do you know what I mean? It's just not because it's, kind of seediness. Seediness adds to the excitement sometimes. It's just uncomfortable. It's not worth it. When nurse Faye Gregson decided to share an intimate moment with her boyfriend, privacy wasn't exactly upmost in her mind. Not only did her romantic liaison take place in the front seat of her Audi, she was also parked in the middle of a zebra crossing. So what they stopped to let somebody cross, and they thought, oh blimey, while we're waiting here, we might as well have some. And to top it all off, she left her hazard lights flashing. Well, that's only sensible. That proves that she had her wits about her. Oh, hang on. The 26-year-old, who was nearly twice the drink-drive limit, naughty, was arrested after police caught her... Here's another word as well that's only used in the media. Straddling her boyfriend. No one says straddling. That's right, let's add that to the list. Straddling. I've got a friend of mine who claims that she has a friend, I suspect it was her and her boyfriend, who drove down an extended portion of the M1 completely naked. I mean, geez, really, guys? I'm not a fan I'm not a fan of my own nudity, and I frown on other people's nudity. Put something on, you'll catch a chill. Yesterday, she was fined £300 and begged a judge not to take her licence, saying, I'm really sorry, it won't happen again. She kept her licence! She apologised and pleaded with the court to let her keep her licence. Magistrates agreed and instead ordered 10 points to be added to her licence. Flippin' heck! Twice over the limit, and she was straddling her boyfriend on a zebra crossing, and she didn't lose her licence. 03453 009956.
The Gardening Phone-In with Molly Green.
Thank you for joining us Saturday morning just to talk hedgehogs, because we're going to talk about how to make your garden hedgehog friendly.
What we need people to do is actually look before gardening, in your compost heap.
The Gardening Phone-In awaits your call. Rita, good morning to you.
Good morning to you both.
And how's your garden?
Looking a bit tired.
Oh, we all are after winter, Rita, come on.
Every Saturday, you can get advice from gardening expert Phil Mycan.
I hope nobody's eating their breakfast.
Oh no, Rosemary, what have you got?
Big white slugs everywhere. What can I do?
The Gardening Phone-In with Molly Green.
Every Saturday morning from 9 on BBC WM 95.6.
Thick as thief. Huh? Thick as thief. What does that suppose? What's? I don't get the... There's obviously a pun there, Marky Mark. What's the pun? Thick as thief. Don't worry. You carry on. You carry on working on another show. It's fine. Thick as thief. Burglar leaves name and address. A bungling raider proved easy to catch after he left his name and address at the crime scene. You were having a laugh. Oh, he's local. Look. So, in that case, I'm quite proud of him. The thief's victim found a folder with the telltale information on the bed. Now, I'm not a thief, but if I was going to go and rob someone's house, I would check my pockets before I went. These are the things I would do. Here's top tips for thieves. Wear gloves. Check your pockets to make sure there are no bits of paper with your name and address on it. And certainly don't take files with your details in. Why would you do that? I'm on my way to deliver these files, but before I do that, I'm going to break into this house. Hey, wasn't I carrying something when I went in? It wasn't this TV. The thief's victim found a folder with the telltale information on a bed. Alden Holness. Alden. Is that a name? Alden. Alden, that's not a name. You can't just make up names. Alden Holness. Holness is a strong name. Alden, I mean, of course, I wouldn't say this to his face. He's in prison now, so I can say what I want about this guy. Alden Holness left it after climbing through the bedroom window of a bungalow to steal jewellery. The father of one was connected to 2 further burglaries and 1 attempted burglary by his fingerprints. He pleaded guilty to all 4 charges and was jailed for 28 months. Peter Grice, prosecuting, told Birmingham Crown Court the occupant found the window had been disturbed and noticed there were items on the bed that did not belong there. This is nuts, isn't it? There was a folder containing paperwork with this defendant's name and address on it. When his wife returned later, she found several items of jewellery worth £55 had been taken. What? Why would you... well, it begs the question to you, dear listener, what have you left in someone else's house? Do people still do that thing, right? Now I'm out of the courting game. Do people still do that thing where you... It's a classic trick, isn't it? You go round to a girl's house or a gentleman's house and, for, I don't know, coffee, nookie, whatever, watching telly on a big screen television... and then you leave something there, don't you? You leave a jacket or an LP or a Joe Boxer's 7-inch single. You leave something there, don't you? So you then, the next night or 2 nights later, you knock on the door. I'm really sorry, I left my Boxer Beat, the Joe Boxer's 7-inch single with the picture sleeve. I left it here on Thursday. Can I get it back, please? Do people still do that? What have you left where? 03453 009956.
Misunderstood.
lost Caroline Martin during that show. I don't mean she died. No. She just tweeted me saying that her child is refusing to get out of the car until I play a song. So... I like Caroline. I like Caroline a lot. She's good, isn't she? She's good, Caroline. 03453 009956. Ian, was Simon for real? Oh, Simon was the gentleman who said that 3,500 years ago there were only 7, maybe 8 people living on the planet. And that all of this science... all of this science, particularly the solar eclipse, was a conspiracy by the government to stop us being connected to God. The solar eclipse is just a fact. It just happened. And boy, oh boy, wasn't it dull? It was dull, wasn't it? And the kind of people that were getting hot and sweaty for the eclipse were the usual weirdos. And I say that with no respect for them. It was the usual weirdos and sad cases. Oh, there's going to be a solar eclipse. There won't be another one for 2090. Well, we've proved there will be another one before 2090, so that's wrong. You couldn't see it. Oh, there was... and when it happened, boy, I really felt a chill running down my spine. It was very spiritual. Yeah, there was a chill because it was chilly. The sun had been covered up, so of course it's going to be chilly. What were you thinking? Is there anybody listening? Guys, is there? Is there anybody listening who was not disappointed by the solar eclipse, who actually watched it and went, yeah, that's everything I imagined and then some? 03453 009956. And boy, oh boy, the phones are busy, but if you call now, do you know what? I reckon there's no one's calling in. But if I'm being completely honest, I say the phones are busy, there's no one calling in. So if you call now, we'll put any old idiot on. Caroline, you do make me chuckle. Anyway, was Simon for real? How narrow-minded? When will people like this wake up and face the facts? 6 or 7 people on the planet, says Matt. The argument against creationism, and I know that some people buy it. I prefer facts, but the argument against creationism is one word: dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, guys, we know they existed. We found bits of their body. They're not mentioned on the Ark. So if there is a creationist listening, dinosaurs, that defeats the creationism argument, doesn't it? Richard says, Ian, darts is boring. I think he means boring. He's wrong. I don't get the point. Oh, I think that's a joke. I think when he says he don't get the point, he means the point of the darts, because then he says snooker is a load of balls. So that's a joke, isn't it? Football is good. No. And I know I am whistling in the dark, spitting in the wind at BBC WM 95.6, which this station, if you love football so much, why don't you go and marry it? Every time I walk in, nearly all of the other presenters and the staff here boo and spit at me because I don't like football. The BBC can't get rid of me. They have to employ a non-football fan. It's diversity. You see, diversity. Blooming liberal BBC. Ian, I was in a here we go. I was in a basement during the eclipse. Can we find anybody that was underground during the eclipse today, please? Or also, some people went on the roof of buildings today to see the eclipse better. But why would you do that? How tall is a building? 20 feet? Does that sound about 30 feet? In the great scheme of things, when the sun is, what? 6 billion miles away? I've got no idea. I've literally got no idea how far the sun is. I'm going to say 6 billion, but it might be 6 million, or it might be a light year. I don't know. Let's say 6 billion. If the sun is 6 billion miles... 6 million. Let's say 6 million. That sounds more realistic, doesn't it? If the sun is 6 million miles... Can someone give me a call, please? 03453 009956. How far away is the sun? If the sun is 6 million miles away, how is being an extra 30 feet higher going to make it better to see? Did you see the sun, Marky Mark? Did you go out and watch the eclipse?
I did. We went on the roof.
So you're one of those
the
idiots.
mailbox. Yeah, well, you know, it helps. Every little helps. You know, a bit higher, a bit closer.
Can we get on the roof here?
Well, the back roof, not the top roof.
So you were well, no, but not every little bit helps. It's not Asda.
Well, no, it's not. But it still helps. It still helps to get a bit closer because you can see it a bit more clearly.
Well, what did you see?
The sun. Well, we didn't really because there's a building in the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. You see, we saw this. We didn't. There was a building in the way. 03453 009956. There can't be anybody out there who genuinely thought, and I'll speak to Mavis after the news if she wants to speak to me. There can't be anybody out there who genuinely thought that the solar eclipse was everything it was going to be. I spoke to my little boy. He left a message saying, Daddy, the moon is going to cover the sun. It will be night time. He left the message before the solar eclipse. After the solar eclipse, I spoke to him. He said, Daddy, the moon is going to cover the sun and it's going to be night time. I said, it happened already. Happened an hour ago. He said, no. I said, yeah, it happened an hour ago. It was an anticlimax. What's anticlimax, Daddy? The rest of your life. Break it into them early that it's going to be pretty miserable. 03456 03453 009956. Mavis, stay there. I will speak to you after this.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Here's the travel with Phil Peacock.
An accident is blocking 2 lanes on the southbound side of the M6 between junction 10A at the M54 towards junction 10 for Walsall and Wolverhampton. It was already very slow in this stretch because of roadworks near to junction 9 at Wednesbury, but queues are already beginning to build back to junction 11 at Cannock. Northbound on the M5 is queuing from junction 1 at West Brom towards the M6. Also got some slow-moving traffic on both the north and southbound side of the M5 around junction 4 for Bromsgrove and Stourbridge because of ongoing roadworks around there. Aston Expressway out of Birmingham looking very congested from Dartmouth Circus towards Park Circus, not helped by restrictions around Salford Circus for roadworks. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
It's 3:30 exactly. Let's get the news now. Here's Gareth Ford-Lloyd.
Thank you. Good afternoon. A teenager who died after being hit by a police car has been described as a kind and loving young man. Harry Kirkham, who was 15 and from King's Standing, was crossing a road in Erdington when he was knocked down. An investigation's being carried out by the IPCC. A teenager who was said to be planning to behead a British soldier has been jailed for 22 years by a judge at the Old Bailey. Brushdom Ziamani, who is 19 and from South London, was found guilty last month of preparing an act of terrorism. The court heard how he converted to Islam in the spring of last year, and a few months later he was arrested with a hammer and a 12-inch knife. Police have launched an investigation into the trouble that happened on the day of the FA Cup clash between Villa and West Brom at Villa Park. Images have been released of a number of people officers want to speak to, and you can see them on our BBC WM Facebook page, as well as on our website bbc.co.uk/Birmingham. And Walsall Football Club players are on their way to London this afternoon. The Saddlers will be playing at Wembley Stadium for the first time in history. They'll be up against Bristol City in the JPT final on Sunday. The weather, bright and hazy sunshine this afternoon, highs of 13 degrees Celsius. A clear and dry night tonight, lows of 3 degrees Celsius, that's 37 degrees Fahrenheit.
On FM, Freeview, digital radio and online.
BBC WM 95.6.
Gosh. Jim and Fat Dave have sent a text. We're disappointed when you're on air and Caroline goes. Dan, you're annoying. Who? This is aimed at me. Can you believe how rude some people are, Mavis?
Yes, I can. I've had it said to me lots of times. I just ignore it.
Who would say... no one could ever accuse you of being annoying, could they? Could they?
You'd be surprised.
Oh, dear, well, you give them a good
when you get to
knee in the
88,
groin.
believe you me, you've got fixed ideas about things.
I can't wait to be old, because I'm going to have a walking stick, I'm going to wave it at young people, and I'm going to be so grumpy. It's going to be brilliant.
You want to have a four-wheel walker like I've got, which the doctor got for me, which you can sit on.
Oh, is it like one of those kind of standing, like walking frames that you wheel along?
Yes.
And you can sit on yours,
go like
can
hell
you?
in the night.
Like what, sorry?
I go like hell in the night with it.
Oh,
I go fast with it.
Oh, okay, calm down, love, blimey. Where do you go at night time, like Stringfellows and stuff?
No, I don't know. I don't go out at night.
Oh, you should do. A young lady like you.
Young lady. Flattery will get you nowhere. I was married to a Navy man.
Hey, well, Mavis, you've seen the sights, haven't you? Hey, you've lived.
Well, of course you have.
Of course you have. You've got to. Mavis, what have you got for us this afternoon?
Well, you were wittering on about the eclipse.
I was talking eloquently, yes.
All right, then, you were talking eloquently.
Thank you, Mavis.
You obviously went to a better school than I did.
I certainly did. I went to a grammar school.
I went to a grammar school.
Yes.
Lady Hawkins Grammar School.
I went to the Sir William Herschel Grammar School. What did Sir William Herschel discover, Mavis?
Pardon?
What did Sir William Herschel discovered?
No idea. I know what Lady Hawkins Grammar School husband did.
Well, what did Lady Hawkins Grammar School husband do?
He sold slaves.
He sold what?
He sold slaves. S-L-A-V-E-S.
Slaves, very naughty.
Made a lot of money.
Oh.
And so she was a Christian and didn't like it. So when he died, which he died before her, she put all the money into building a super-duper grammar school.
Okay, well, can I tell you what Sir William Herschel discovered?
Yes.
He discovered Uranus.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
You haven't dreamt that up, have you?
Sir William Herschel discovered Uranus, Mavis.
Well, you'd think he'd have something better to do.
He had a very powerful telescope.
Well, he must have had, if he found Uranus.
Mavis, what have you got for us, please?
Well, quite frankly, you were wittering on about the eclipse and everything. Now, if I'm 88, then the chance of me seeing it again is a bit remote.
I'm afraid, Mavis, that's the last one for you. That's the last eclipse for Mavis. And the next one I'll raise a glass to you, Mavis, at the next one.
All right, then. And my granddaughter will probably be doing the same.
I'm sure
She's now 6.
Bit of a boozer, is she?
Right. No, what I found was fascinating because obviously I've got glaucoma and cataracts, so there's no way I was going to look out for anything at all.
No.
But I was fascinated by the way the darkness came over where I live, and it was just like a very bad thunderstorm, except there was no thunder.
Yeah.
And I was fascinated by the fact it gradually crept across the sky.
Yes.
Until, actually, if I hadn't had the kitchen light on, I would have been in complete dark.
Oh.
And what, as well, I found very fascinating, as the darkness grew, the birds stopped singing.
Oh. Did they fall out of the trees like they were dead?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
They stopped singing because they thought it was night.
Blimey.
They don't sing at night.
Did cats just lie down and surrender to the darkness?
Well, if you know anything about, I was brought up in the country, and you will know you very, very seldom hear birds singing at night when it gets really dark.
But how? Because it was only dark for a couple of minutes. Did they do a dawn?
No, it's more than a couple of minutes here.
No, get real. Where do you live? On the moon? No, hang on. Would it have been lighter or darker on the moon? I don't know.
It was dark for at least 10 minutes, quarter of an hour.
Mavis, now I know you're talking nonsense.
I'm not.
When the darkness lifted and it became light again after 10 minutes, did the birds start doing a dawn chorus?
Well, I didn't wait to hear if they did when they came light again.
No. Mavis, good to talk to you. Speak again soon.
Then.
Thank you, my dear. Ta-ta. 03453 009956. Helen's in Shirley. Good afternoon, Helen.
Good afternoon, Ian.
What would you like to say, Helen?
Well, I'm just really let down, Ian.
What, by me?
No, not by you.
This is the best I can do. I'm really
No,
working
you're great.
hard. Thank you. Well, let down by what?
The eclipse, I did a night shift and I thought, I'm going to stay up and I'm going to watch this thing. And I watched all the build-up early this morning.
Yeah.
And it came and went, and I actually had to phone someone and ask if that was it.
Oh, no! Helen! You must have you had a sleep now? Because you must be shattered.
Yeah, I went for a couple of hours after.
Wow! So you're sitting there going, "Well, because I know what you mean." Because where I was, it got a bit dark and a bit overcast, and I thought, "Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes," and then it started getting light again.
Yeah, that was it.
Rubbish, wasn't it?
bored.
Where do we get our money back from? Is it the BBC? Is it God? I just don't know.
I'm going to try the BBC because they really hyped it up this morning.
Yeah, they did. And listen, fair play, the BBC feed my children, but they went a bit overboard, didn't they?
Yeah.
Helen, thank you very much. Joan's on the line. Good afternoon, Joan.
Hello, Ian.
That's it, Joan. What have you got for us?
How's Uranus?
Sorry?
How's Uranus?
Well, as far as I know, it's still there.
I stood on my lawn this morning.
Yes.
In my Jimmy Jams, not a pretty sight.
Oy.
And I had a white plain piece of paper.
Oh, yeah.
And another piece in front of it with a little pinhole. That's how we did it at school.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw the eclipse.
But you saw a pinhole eclipse?
Yes.
So the sun was behind you?
Yes.
See, to me, that just... I've looked at and boy, oh boy, this isn't the BBC. I've looked at the sun loads of times in my life, Joan, and I'm not blind. I'm going deaf. I don't know if there's a connection there.
Well, they reckon that when there's an eclipse, it can send you blind.
No, you're thinking of Day of the Triffids.
Am I?
Yeah, that was a meteor shower.
Oh, right.
And then those evil Triffids used it for their own gain, didn't they?
Oh, fair play to them.
Yeah. Joan, thank you very much. But Joan, were you disappointed by it?
No, because it was just how I expected. It was like a orangey circle.
Yeah.
And a little bit of black round the edge.
Okay. Joan, easily pleased. 03453 009956. Well, did you have a lovely day? No? Okay, I'm really trying.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seemed impossible to face, and when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. I just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
turns out that note he's singing now is actually quite easy to do. It sounds impressive, but if you have a go, it's a piece of cake. And we've discovered this week that Withers is still with us. It's weird, that song, isn't it? It's a bit limp. I like it. When I say limp, I don't mean that as a criticism. There are some good limp songs. A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You by the Monkees. Great song, but it's limp. Maybe we'll do limp rock tomorrow. Abby's on the line. Good afternoon, Abby.
Hi there, good afternoon.
Abby, what would you like to say to not just me and my producer, but also the tens of people listening to us now?
Well, to all 10 of them, I just want to say I watched the eclipse this morning and I saw it and I was very impressed and I was very pleased that I took the time out to have a good look.
What impressed you so much, Abby?
I could actually see it because I looked through a contraption that allowed me to see it very clearly.
Hang on a second. We're talking about words that only the media use. Contraption is one of them. Let me write that down.
I'm going to tell you what it was.
Go on.
It was a welding mask.
No.
Yes.
You had a welding mask on?
Well, I held one in front of me.
Someone just sent me a jokey tweet about wearing a welding mask, and you actually wore one?
Let me tell you, I've got a local shop, and they're a higher power schools.
Higher power, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to.
And I went up there.
Hello, yes.
Because 19 years ago when we had the last one, 99.
Yeah.
We were all up there looking at it then. And I went along to my local shop.
Yes.
And we were hoping to have a look at it.
Yeah.
No one had got glasses.
No.
But then the gaffer came out and he had a welding mask.
Hey.
And when we looked through that, we could actually see the eclipse. And it was very, very impressive.
But what was impressive about it?
Just being able to watch it, see it with my own eyes, it looked just like on the telly.
Oh, Abby!
No, it was really good. It's a natural phenomenon, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
I think nature is so overrated. It's like
well, it happens. It's going to happen. It's there, and you're actually there.
Let it get on with it.
Something that doesn't happen too often.
It's like the aurora borealis. It's this mystical lights that kind of light up in the sky, particularly near the northern hemisphere or near the North Pole.
Well, the northern lights that they talked about.
Well, I don't. Are they the same thing? They're the same thing. Okay.
It's similar. It's all natural, isn't it?
But
and
it's
if you get an
boring.
opportunity to see that.
No. But what if you YouTube it?
Well, you could YouTube it,
Well,
but
exactly.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
Well, I could see it with my own eyes on YouTube.
Nah, it wasn't the same.
Well, but what was? I mean, what was the? Was there a chill down your spine?
No, there was no chill down my spine. There was just a real natural feeling that I'm watching this. I can see it myself, and it looks real good.
Why weren't you at work?
I don't work.
Oh, do you live the life of luxury?
Kind of.
Oh, Abby, listen to you. Oh, in that case, you get on, girl. You do what you want to do.
Well, I had the opportunity to do it, and I was really glad we got.
Well, Abby,
we got the welding mask up.
And I bet you looked hot in a welding mask as well. I think that, Abby, thank you. I think they're grossly underrated, as are balaclavas. For some reason known only to me, I needed it for. I was going to say for a job, but it makes me sound like a burglar. I've not got my bag with me. I'll bring it in tomorrow. I've got a full face balaclava, the black woolen balaclava with the eyes and the mouth hole. Brilliant. Oh, it's brilliant. And I was just wearing it I work in another office in the week, and I was wearing this balaclava in the week. And people were giving me very strange looks. But I grew up in the 70s before the IRA kind of really kicked off. And damn you terrorists for ruining our fun. But you would see people walking down the street in balaclavas, and no one would pull a face. A lot of them were peaked ones with the little peak, and you could see the whole face, but no one cared. Nowadays, you wear a balaclava, you get tasered.
Walsall are on their way to Wembley.
The feel good around the town is fantastic.
Nerves, excitement.
To go there with, 30,000 Walsall fans making a trip to Wembley and to see the boys lift the trophy after all this time would be absolutely phenomenal.
The JP Trophy Final.
We're going there to win and hopefully bring the trophy back to Walsall.
Walsall versus Bristol City. This Sunday from midday.
Walsall to win at Wembley, it would mean the absolute world for me.
On BBC WM 95.6.
It'll be all right. These people have tweeted me before. Pugfest. Have you heard about this, Marky Mark?
Pugfest? Never heard of.
It's, well, you know those ugly dogs that look like their faces have been squashed in a mangle?
They look like pugs.
Well, yeah, they look like pugs. The reason for that being, they are actually pugs.
Right.
Teresa, who is, I believe, one of the organisers of Pugfest.
Does she look like a pug?
I don't know. Well, her avatar, yes. I don't know if that's her or not.
Okay.
Come to our Pugfest day in Birmingham. I don't know why I said it like that. To judge our pugs. Exciting them the Esclips. Now, I don't know what that last bit means, but she wants me to go and be a judge at a Pugfest.
Of ugly dogs.
Of ugly dogs. Part of me is tempted, but I know I'd get lynched. It would be like Crufts when that dog got poisoned. It didn't get poisoned at Crufts, they reckon. But I would. Someone would frame me. Someone would poison a pug, and I would get framed.
Iain Lee poisoned a pug.
Well, I didn't poison. Let's just stop that now, because I didn't actually poison a pug. That was never proven. Teresa, it's a very kind invitation. I'm going to say no because, well, I don't like dogs, and pugs are just so ugly, aren't they? They're pugly.
You can never know what it's like. Your blood like winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold and lonely light that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. And did you think this fool could never win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. And I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Once I never could have hoped to win. You're starting down the road, leaving me again. The threats you made were meant to cut me down. And if my love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. No, I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
Oh, I feel sorry for Elton John's mum. Elton John doesn't like his mum anymore. They had a falling out. She's 90. This is a story in the papers this week. She's 90 years old, right? And she threw a birthday party, and, well, I think she hired an Elton John lookalike to go to her birthday party because her son wouldn't go. Either that or Elton John has just been sending a lookalike for the last 30 years, getting him to pretend that it's that's the son. Last 5 minutes of the show, if you want to give us a call. I mean, here tomorrow at 10 o'clock, maybe. I will be. I'm contractually obliged, but maybe I won't be. I will, but maybe I won't be. Ian, buxom and busty are words that are used by the press, but not used in normal conversation. Yeah, you're right. And romp. No one's ever had a romp in real life. Yet in the papers, everybody's romping. Imagine you're with your girlfriend or your husband, and you go, do you know what? Feeling a bit, do you fancy a romp? And she goes, yeah, we could bonk. No one ever says those things. Ian, the sun is 93 million miles away. In that case, I was close with whatever it was I said. Ian, why is it on all BBC Sports reports, when they give results for any player or team that comes from Wales, they say the Wales player? I don't really... My mind... If I don't switch off a radio literally when the sports come on, my mind switches off. So I don't know. This may be the case, it may not. I don't know. Why do they say the Wales player? Why is it the Wales player? It was always the Welsh player when I was at school. You know, the Wales rugby player Gareth Edwards. No, it's the Welsh... Is this true? I don't know. I don't really focus. It's the Welsh rugby player Gareth Edwards. It's wrong. I've even got proof of BBC Sports people. It's Welsh, not Wales. As far as I'm concerned... and Ian, the sun is 93 million miles away from it. Yeah, I was pretty close with that. Wasn't I, guys? Wasn't I?
Friday afternoons with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
So they're bringing. I don't really do old kids' TV. Oh, it was a phone call. I don't really do old kids' TV shows because it's boring. But they're bringing. Hang on a second. Let's put John on. Let's speak to John because then I can avoid doing old kid TV shows even more. One of my least favourite phone-ins. If you ever hear me reminiscing about the 70s TV programmes or sweets, or asking you, should we legalise cannabis, or saying, should we bring back hanging, then you know I have run out of stuff to say and I am desperate for calls. Very rarely will I do that. John's on the line. John, should we legalise cannabis? No, that's not what you called in for. What have you got for us?
No, you shouldn't legalise cannabis. But when people are criticising the BBC for paying the Wales player instead of the Welsh player, it's probably because they play for Wales, but not necessarily Welsh. You've only got to have a connection for Wales and then pin your flag to them, and you can play.
Okay, well,
I class myself as English, but my dad was Welsh, so if I was a footballer, I could play for Wales, so I would be a Wales player, but not a Welsh one.
Well, the anonymous texter here says that it's any player or team that comes from Wales. So even if they were playing for Cardiff, he reckons they'd say the Wales player.
Well, if they're
Well, also, they wouldn't.
That's not how I read it. So
also, okay, well, they wouldn't. They would. I've never heard them say the Scotland player.
They say, they very often say the Scotch player, which they shouldn't either. They should say Scottish.
Scotch isn't a word. Scotch isn't a word. I jokingly refer to the Scottish as Scotch. And
don't do if there's a big one in front of you, because you'll get
they don't like it.
Kiss.
Yeah, they don't like it at all.
No,
John,
they don't.
John, very quickly, the eclipse today. Your thoughts?
Exactly the same as you. I can't believe the amount of times I listen to you on the afternoons, and your mind must work exactly the same as mine.
I speak sense, don't I, John?
I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a big fan of yours since you used to do the 11 o'clock show with Daisy Donovan. Well, you were TV's lovable lanky twit.
Hang on. John, were you a fan of mine or were you a fan of Daisy Donovan's? Be honest.
Well, she's a pretty thing, isn't she?
And
I've not seen her for years, so I don't know whether she still is. But
she's still pretty.
Ian, do you claim to have found Ricky Gervais and Ali G?
I couldn't possibly make such a claim, but yes, I did. Thank you, John. Lovely memories. Thank you, boss.
Paperback writer. Paperback writer.
It's the Beatles, isn't it? I like them. I like the Beatles. That's it. That's your lot from me. I'm back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Franks, you'll be up in a second, but before that...
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Phil Peacock.
There are queues on the southbound side of the M6, all because of an accident that happened between junction 10A for the M54 and junction 10 for Walsall and Wolverhampton. It has been recovered. All lanes have been reopened, but it's still very slow. Not helped by roadworks that continue around junction 9 for Wednesbury. Busy on both sides of the M5 around junction 4 for Bromsgrove and Stourbridge because of roadworks there. And it's busy on the Aston Expressway as you make your way out of Birmingham from Dartmouth Circus towards Park Circus. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
4 o'clock on BBC WM. Welcome to the show. Before we do anything else, let's get the main news with